For over a decade, it's the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show, with all the scores, highlights, and commentary from our team of experts around the state. From the mountains to the Gulf Coast, nobody covers high school football like we do. Presented by the Alabama Community College System, Central Alabama Community College, Southeastern Land Group, Russell Dewitt Centers, the Alabama Department of Transportation, Southern Union State Community College, and the Alabama National Guard. Now, let's talk football. It's the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show from the AHSAA Radio Network.
Welcome in to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Andy with you for the first round of the playoffs. Andy, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is, and this you talk about an exciting night, man.
Yeah.
There's some great high school football going on in this state, and some interesting scores. We'll get to as many as we can.
Some very interesting scores, and over the course of the night, we will get to all of them. Now, some still haven't gone final, but some games we're still working on. But, boy, there's been some good ones tonight. Two games I want to mention that went to overtime tonight, and if you looked at the bracket, you probably would have expected it because they seem to be fairly evenly matched teams, okay? Hueytown beats Pelham 35-28 in overtime. And again, two teams that seem pretty evenly matched.
Right.
The other one, I just knew. I just had a feeling, right? Andalusia and UMS Wright. And this game goes double overtime. Andalusia pulls it out 28-25, the final there.
Well, you knew UMS Wright was kind of hitting their stride after last week playing St. Michael's and being in that game and having the lead in the fourth quarter. You just felt like they were where they needed to be going in the playoffs. But, man, that Andalusia team is a really, really good team.
Russell County scores tonight with 7 seconds left to beat Gulf Shores. So lots of close games out there tonight. Now, you got some games that weren't close to. You got some classifications that are going to go pretty close to chalk.
Yeah.
And that happens. But what you'll find, I think, at least what I have found, is that the higher the classification, the closer a lot of these games are. Sometimes in the lower classifications, in 1A, 2A, the better teams are the better teams. And, but you get up in that 5A, 6A, 7A range, and, man, we get some exciting stuff. So it's going to be a fun night. We're gonna get them all for you, and we've got like 8 guests coming up, 8 or 9 guests coming up tonight. So we've got a lot of people that are going to be talking football with us tonight. A lot of people breaking down these great games and telling us about the great scores and wins and losses. And I always hate when one of our guests lost a game, but it does happen.
It's true.
Now I got a chance.
Can't predict. You're not a seer.
No. Although I think I am. I got a chance last night. I haven't called a game in several years now, but got called off the bench last night in an emergency situation to go call a game in Selma between Southside Selma and Dadeville. Great game there. Southside Selma averaging almost 60 points a game this year. Were held to 3 offensive touchdowns by Dadeville, and Dadeville had a chance to cut it to 3 in the fourth quarter and weren't able to get in on 4th and goal. And Southside Selma winds up with the win. So
I don't know what it is about Dadeville. Last 2 years they've won 3 games in the regular season, but yet in the playoffs, it's like all of a sudden they up their level to play for whatever.
And the way region play works, if they're the right 3 games, you get in the playoffs. Let's get to scores on the 4s, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Andy, take us through 7A.
All right, the Thompson Warriors tonight defeat Carver 31-7. It was Mary Montgomery over Austin 45-7. Kind of destroying your theory here a little bit. Central Phoenix City defeats Hoover 34-10. Fairhope over James Clemens 31-21. It was Daphne defeating Sparkman 43-14. Baker defeats Florence 38-14. And Opelika defeats Hewitt Trustful 27-21. At last check, Auburn had a 52-41 lead over Vestavia Hills. There was a few minutes left in that game.
Yeah. Let's get into 6A now. We'll start in the South, where Benjamin Russell defeats Central Tuscaloosa 26-14. Theodore over Stanhope Elmore 44-27. Hueytown defeats Pelham, as we mentioned, 35-28. It was Russell County scoring with 7 seconds left to defeat Gulf Shores. Pike Road defeats McGill-Tulane 28-10. That was a closer game than it sounds. Bessemer City 24-7 over Helena. Saraland over Wetumpka 49-24. Spain Park over McAdory 24-13. It was Muscle Shoals over May Jemison 38-12. Parker defeats Oxford 42-21. Fort Payne over Athens 38-23. Mountain Brook shuts out Mortimer Jordan 38-0. Clay Chalkville over Jackson Olin 49-26. It was Gadsden City over Jasper 40-37. Homewood over Pell City 28-14. And Hartselle over Buckhorn 33-7. Scores on the Fours brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Ben Thomas and Inside the AHSAA is coming up next.
World-class training, state-of-the-art equipment, a modernized force for an ever-changing world. Outpacing our rivals, supporting our allies, no matter if it's today or tomorrow, we will guard it all.
We get it. Easy isn't always easy. A simple paint job turns into drywall quick. At Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, we got you covered. With 9 locations across central Alabama, contractors and do-it-yourselfers can trust we have your back. Our experienced staff is here to be the voice of reason when projects get tough. Whether online or in-store, shop all the best brands with our Best Rewards loyalty program. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU-SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
No, wrong! Bring it in, guys! Take an E! Let's go over this again. Who starts off with a real Coke taste? Coca-Cola! And then Coca-Cola pitches the real Coke taste to who? Coca-Cola! How is Coca-Cola gonna give real Coke taste to itself? Take a lap, genius! Coca-Cola takes a snap and then pitches the real Coke taste to Coke Zero running up on the right. You got it? Yeah! At that point, we fake punt the real Coke taste. Who fakes the punt?
Coke Zero Cola.
Take a lap! Coke Zero! Real Coke taste!
0 calories!
Hey Tiger Nation, it's Coach Etheridge here, reminding you to buckle up on your way home after the game tonight and every time you get in a car. Seatbelts save lives, so buckle up every time, no exceptions. We want to keep the Tiger Nation strong.
This has been a message from the Alabama Department of Transportation with Drive Safe Alabama, reminding everyone to always buckle up to and from the games and don't text and drive.
I wish that people got less excited about celebrities and more excited about people like teachers and firemen. You know, folks who make a difference every day. Well, I bet you had a favorite teacher or a family member who was helped by a first responder. Life Insurance offers these everyday heroes a little something extra, like discounts to help those who help others.
If you're a teacher, preacher, first responder, active military, a state or federal employee, see what Alpha can do for you.
This week's AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show Player of the Week, it's Southside Selma quarterback Cole Moody, who last week set a new single-game record for passing yardage in the Panthers' 76-44 win over Bullock County. In that game, Moody was 29 of 35 for 584 yards and 8 touchdowns, leading Southside to a perfect 10-0 record. Moody also ranked second nationally with 4,116 passing yards and 50 passing touchdowns this season. He is the son of Panthers head coach Charles Moody and is only in the 8th grade. Congratulations to Southside Selma quarterback Cole Moody, this week's AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show Player of the Week, brought to you by the Alabama Community College System. And it's time now for our Inside the AHSAA segment with Ben Thomas, who writes about high school sports at AL.com. And, of course, football high live at full speed tonight and every round of the playoffs. Ben, how are you?
Hey, doing great, JJ. How you doing?
Good. Hey, before we get into this week, I do want to mention the passing of an absolute legend, the great Woodrow Lowe, Central Phoenix City legend, three-time All-American at Alabama, 71 years old, and we lost the great Woodrow Lowe this week.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of contact with Woodrow. Obviously, he was a big-time star at Central Phoenix City, and then returned to Central Phoenix City as the head coach for a little while. Had a couple of good runs when he was coach, but a lot of people I talked to, a lot of Alabama people, say he was one of the best players in Alabama football history. I think he's like the only one of maybe 2 3-time All-Americans, along with the great Cornelius Bennett. So. But just a great guy, big loss, Alabama Sports Hall of Famer already, and I think he was fighting the illness. I think he was 71 when he passed away. But yeah, prayers to his family, a legend, high school legend and college legend in the state of Alabama, and boy, really hated to see him pass away this week.
No question. All right, let's get into the playoffs. I'm curious about Hoover traveling to Central Phoenix City. And Hoover has said this week that what they're trying to do is put together a complete game. They don't feel like they've played a complete 4-quarter game all year. And if they do that, do they have a chance to go up to Central Phoenix City and make something happen?
Well, I think they'll need a full 4-quarter game. But, yeah, I mean, look, Hoover's talented. I mean, it's not like they're not a talented team. And they play in the very tough region there, with Thompson and Hewitt and Vestavia, maybe as tough as it's been in a long time, depth-wise. Jonah Winston is there. He's one of the top guys in the state, top prospects in the state. So they got a chance to go up there and do it. Central Phoenix, I think 7A, when you look at 7A, you got to think Central Phoenix City maybe is the favorite. I mean, they're the number 1 team in the state. Their only loss came against IMG Academy, which is a national program. Then you got to think Thompson. I mean, Thompson lost 3 games this year, but, they were all tight games. And with Mark Freeman there, they've won 5 out of the last 6 7A titles, JJ, which is just incredible. So you got those 2 teams. And then below that, I think you got probably 6 other teams who could maybe reach the championship. You got Vestavia and Hewitt. I think Hoover's in there. You got Auburn, maybe Baker from down this way. So I think it's pretty wide open below that. Now, the interesting thing is that Thompson and Central Phoenix City, who've played in the last 2 championship games, will not play in the championship game this year, because if those 2 teams both advanced through the first 2 rounds, they would play in the state semifinals, the way the bracket is laid out this year. So, long-winded answer to your question, but yeah, I think Hoover's got a chance. I mean, I'm not going to pick it, JJ. I didn't pick
Right.
it, but I think Hoover's got a chance to, if they go play well, to win that game. That's basically, I mean, look, Hoover Central Phoenix City is a quarterfinal, semifinal type, maybe in final type matchup, not a first-round matchup, but I like the fact that we're seeing different matchups, and we're going to have some different matchups in the next couple of weeks. But, we'll see how it proves out this week.
Ben Thomas with us from AL.com for our Inside the AHSAA segment. Ben, thank you so much for the time, and we will catch up with you next week.
All right, JJ, have a great weekend.
All right. Ben Thomas and Inside the AHSAA, brought to you weekly by the Alabama Department of Transportation, who reminds you to drive safe and buckle up, Alabama. Thanks again to Ben Thomas joining us weekly here for our Inside the AHSAA segment as we bounce around and take a look at what's going on tonight in the playoffs. And again, 7A is a different world now because no more north-south, so matchups are a little different. Time now for Scores on the Fours, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Andy, take us through 5A North.
Fairview defeats Arab tonight 14-7. Jacksonville over Ramsey 14-7, setting up a Fairview-Jacksonville matchup in the second round. Scottsboro defeated West Point 45-14. St. Clair County took care of Carver Birmingham 41-22. Scottsboro and St. Clair next week. Moody takes care of Corner 49-21, and it was Guntersville falling tonight to Priceville 24-21. So Moody and Priceville in the second round. How about an upset tonight? Briarwood goes down, the number 1 seed, to the 4 seed Leeds 29-28.
It's a good 4 seed, though.
And Russellville takes care of Boaz in another thriller, 29-28. Unbelievable. Leeds and Russellville.
5A South, it was Northside over Beauregard, 48-14, and Viger defeats Charles Henderson 40-16, so we'll get Northside and Viger next week. Central Clay County defeats Sipsey Valley 48-7, and they will face Andalusia, who took out UMS Wright in double overtime, 28-25. Catholic Montgomery 31, Citronelle 8. Catholic moves on to face Shelby County, who upset Valley 26-23. It was Williamson over Eufaula 50-14. And Demopolis is upset by Elmore County. So Williamson and Elmore County in that matchup. Scores on the 4s brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, we'll take a look back at one of last night's big playoff games on the AHSAA Radio Network. The Alex City Parks and Rec Department serves the residents of Alexander City with quality facilities and programs designed to positively affect the lives of our citizens. From youth sports programs to adult activities and our senior center, the Alex City Parks and Rec offers services for all ages. The Cooper Rec Center, Lake Winds Golf Course, and the Senior Activity Center are just some of the great features the Alex City Parks and Rec Department provides for the people of Alex City. For more information on any of our programs, call 256-329-5762. or go to acpr.recdesk.com.
At Medicine Express, we're dedicated to the idea that quality pharmacy care means more than just prompt prescriptions. When you come to Medicine Express, you can count on dependable care from knowledgeable pharmacists and their friendly staff. You can fill your prescriptions quickly and easily at our drive-thru, or while you wait, you can even browse for inspirational gifts and items that you won't find anywhere else, like Praise Him apparel and the History of Alabama books. All at Medicine Express on Airport Drive in Alexander City, 256-215-8014. Medicine Express, where you're part of our family.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air has been caring for you and your family's comfort and safety since 1908. For a limited time, we're offering a $39 heating tune-up plus a free air quality inspection. Heating tune-ups improve the efficiency of your system, which lowers energy bills and prevents costly repairs and replacements. More importantly, check for gas leaks that are harmful, even fatal, to your family's health and well-being. Don't risk waiting another minute. Call today to take advantage of this limited time offer.
Illiby Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best-kept secret, an affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Illiby Towers, 256-329-0552, 256-329-0552. Illiby Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show as we go live now to the Southeastern Land Group hotline. And we're going to talk to Greg Bell, one of the big games from last night's action up in Scottsboro at WWIC, where Scottsboro gets the win over West Point 45-14. Greg, how are you?
I am good. Just glad to be knowing that we'll be playing one more week.
One more week. And first, before we get to next week, let's talk a little bit about how Scottsboro got this big win by 31 last night.
It was pretty dominant. I mean, we were some of us were worried about how we would react, how we would be, what kind of energy and everything after the whipping we got the week before from Mars Hill. But the kids responded well. Coach, they had a good week of practice, knowing they were going in on a short week, and they came out really fired up, ready to play. They know at this point now it's nobody wants to be one and done, and they kind of took that attitude. Let's put the past behind us. Regular season's over. The new season begins, and if we want to make a run, it begins, tonight. And they came out and played really, really well.
What are the keys for this Scottsboro team as they move ahead in 5A North? What are the keys for this team to continue to develop and play well?
We just need to keep focusing on us and doing what we're supposed to do. Whoever your opponent is, they'll bring their plan in, and our job is just to focus on us and try to keep mistakes down. We had some turnovers last night that I know Coach was not pleased with. Had a couple of penalties that he was not pleased with, and we've had some issues with penalties just game after game. Not as much as we had in the early part of the season, where keeping some of those down. But, fortunately, we've been able to stay healthy. Running game's been good. The offensive line has been able to stay together for the duration of the season. We're getting one of our secondary men back this week from a broken hand that he suffered at Clay Central, and we're getting him back this coming week. And, as we speak right now, we just don't know who our opponent is going to be and where we will play next week. And but you take it game by game, day by day, and hope that things work out. We can keep playing good, successful football.
Who are some of the players that Scottsboro is going to lean on in these playoffs?
Naturally, Jacoby Edmondson, senior running back. He's our bread and butter, I guess, and that running game. Got a sophomore quarterback that just continues to get better. He entered the season not expecting to be the starting quarterback. The pick starter had suffered an injury, so the sophomore, steps in there. He's getting better and better. We got a young man named Connor Baden. He's a sophomore, plays in the secondary, beginning to play some on offense, and he just continues to get better and better and better. He's real quiet, just, does his thing on the field. We got a number of key players, got some good, strong, fast defensive team. And if we can just continue to stay healthy, and again, your opposition is who it is, and if we can just continue to focus on us and do what we're supposed to do and play physical football. Coach Fan preaches every week. That's the key to winning the game, is the physicality. And if we can just keep those things up, we're good enough. I think we could make a decent run.
Scottsboro 45, West Point 14. They'll get the winner of St. Clair County and Carver Birmingham. Thanks for joining us here.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And we know now it will be St. Clair County. Thanks to Greg for joining us. Let's get into scores on the fours now. It's brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. 4A North, Andy.
West Morgan tonight defeats Randolph 55-21. It was Good Hope over Cherokee County. We thought this would be a good one, and it was 28-26. West Morgan and Good Hope in round number 2. Plainview defeats Brooks tonight 35-12. Plainview will take on Alexandria as they defeated Fayette County 47-20. It was Anniston all over Fultondale 49-8. Anniston matched up with Madison Academy, who defeated Hatton in a close one 20-19. Hamilton defeats Asheville 35-28, setting up Hamilton and Deshler. Deshler defeats North Jackson tonight 42-14.
In 4A South, 4 of the 8 games went to the lower seed. How about that? It was Hanley defeating Bibb County 40-7. They'll move on to face Jackson, who knocked off Ashford 34-0. It was American Christian defeating Tallahassee 20-7. They'll move on to face W.S. Neal, who upset Opp tonight 35-21. It was Mobile Christian, the lower seed, over Dale County 15-13. They'll move on to face Bullitt County, who knocked off the higher seed Oak Grove 24-7. St. Michael, no problem with Pike County 49-21. They'll move on to face Pleasant Grove, who upset Booker T. Washington 16-6. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. That's your 4A bracket tonight. When we come back, we'll go back to the Southeastern Land Group hotline, talk to Coach Chip Siegel, who's at Lynette and Zion Chapel tonight on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Hello, my name is Dave Milton with Southeastern Land Group. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company. We sell farmland and timberland in Alabama and the surrounding states. Not only do we have a land sales division, but we also have a timber sales division where we can help you with your timber sales and your timber appraisals. There's 22 of us in our group scattered throughout the southeastern United States. We are a full-service land and timber sales company. We do with farmland, timberland, cattle property, poultry farms. 866-751-LAND. Go to the website, selandgroup.com.
What are you doing?
I'm just updating these power lines
Why?
so they'll be stronger and faster.
Why?
So your house has power.
Why?
So your toaster works.
Why?
So you can have toast in the morning.
I don't like toast.
Okay. Waffles.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Encore Sports Medicine.
Work, a strong word. Together with force, it's something pretty powerful. Our workforce keeps Alabama growing. So where does it come from? Your Alabama community colleges. Quality classroom learning, hands-on, real job training, all across Alabama. Building enormous ships down south, blasting into space up north. And in between, all the jobs that move us forward. Alabama's community colleges. Alabama's largest training network.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show as we explore the first round of the AHSAA playoffs this year. Up next, a big 2A South matchup with Lynette and Zion Chapel. Big expectations for Lynette, and they lived up to them tonight with a 42-6 win. Coach Chip Siegel helped call that game and joins us now. Coach, how you doing, man?
I'm golden, brother. How you doing?
Good. Listen, let's talk about this Lynette team, man. They got it done against Zion Chapel, kind of did what was expected of them in the first round, right?
Yeah, they did, and it was a good game for Lynette, and they jumped on them early, and the defense just played lights out. They were led by Jeremiah McGilberry. We call him the Big E, and he plays defensive end, and they just did a great job shutting down that single wing offense that Zion Chapel runs so well.
Obviously putting up a lot of points, too. This offense, not a lot of teams can slow them down.
Well, we say that, but they left some meat on the bone tonight. They had a fumble in the first half, right there at the end of the half, that was made it 42-0 at the half. And then when the younger kids were in, they had a fumble down close too. And so they left some meat on the bone, but overall they executed very well. I thought they looked pretty solid in the kicking game was good, and they've just done a great job over there the last couple of years.
So going forward, how does the bracket look for Lynette?
Well, you say that, I'm in the dark and I can't read, but the Ayrton Purple Cats, I'm going to do this from memory, the Ayrton Purple Cats won tonight, and they're coming to Lynette next week.
That's a good Ayrton team, too. What does Lynette need to do to keep winning and advance in the playoffs?
They got to shut down the quarterback and the running back.
Yeah.
They can shut down the quarterback and the running back, I think they'll win.
Yeah, and it's with this Lynette team, we talk about their offense because they do score a lot of points. But really, once you get in the playoffs, if your defense can rise up and give you what you need, the offense is good enough to get you to the final game.
Oh, absolutely. But let me tell you something now. We hear this and they talk about like NCAA basketball. When you get in the postseason, it's about matchups. It's the same thing with high school football. It's all about matchups. And you really don't, unless you look at the film on both sides, you don't know. And if they match up well with people, because I've seen teams make deep runs in the playoffs that shouldn't have made deep runs just because of the luck of the draw, the way the bracket is, the matchups were there. But I know this, that if Lynette doesn't shut down the quarterback and the running back, they're going to have issues with Ayrton.
How is Lynette on the lines of scrimmage? When you get in the lower classifications, sometimes you see a lack of size here and there. Sometimes it's more about quickness than size. How is Lynette on the lines of scrimmage?
Lynette's got a left tackle that's being recruited by SEC schools.
That helps.
Jay Hill, he plays left tackle. He started for us my last year as the head coach as a ninth grader, and he's done nothing but continue to develop his whole time, and he's a junior. And then they've got a bunch of, I won't say little guys because they're not little, but they're little compared to what you see on TV. But for 2A football, they've got a few 200-pounders up front, and they do really well. I was impressed tonight with how well the D-line played, and they really were able to push back, if you will, and allow the linebackers to run to the football. And up front, they look good. The offensive defensive line coach has done a good job. And I agree with you about small school football. That's where the line is kind of a separation point. But Lynette's line's pretty good on both sides of the ball, and they do a good job of rotating those kids, and they don't, even though, it's 2A football, they're going to go both ways. Everybody's got a position on both sides of the ball. But they do a really good job of rotating those kids in and out. I was really impressed tonight watching them run on and off the field and getting kids rest and some key points.
Coach Chip Siegel joining us. Lynette 42, Zion Chapel 6, Lynette and Ayrton next week. Coach, thank you so much for the time.
Hey, man, thanks for doing it. Go Panthers.
All right. And all of our guests coming to you on the Southeastern Land Group hotline. Whether you're buying or selling rural land in the Southeast, Southeastern Land Group's the place to start. Visit selandgroup.com. Andy, 3A North.
Not going to believe this, JJ, but Mars Hill is moving on. Mars Hill defeats Whitesburg Christian 70-14. They'll take on Winfield, who took care of Glencoe tonight, 39-0. It was Geraldine over Rogers, 59-27, setting up a matchup with Westbrook Christian, who defeated Vinemont 49-0. Piedmont took care of Phil Campbell 59-19, and Fife took care of Lauderdale County 34-7. How about this matchup in the second round? Piedmont and Fife.
It's a good one.
Gordo defeats Walter Welborn 49-0, and Colbert County defeats Collinsville 64-19. Gordo and Colbert County.
3A South bracket looks like this. Southside Selma beats Dadeville 35-12. They'll face Cottage Hill, who took care of Wicksburg 41-8. It was Glenwood over Thomasville 43-10. They move on to face Trinity, who defeated T.R. Miller by a final of 24-8. Montgomery Academy shuts out Flomaton 42-0. They'll move on to face Lee Scott, who defeated Hale County 42-14. It was Bayside Academy 46, Houston Academy 7. Bayside moves on to face Thorsby, who defeated Randolph County. Randolph County defeated Thorsby 51-40. So Randolph County moving on to face Bayside. That is your 3A bracket. When we come back, we're going to effort Mickey Shadrick's AHSAA TV Network, Alabama Public Television playoff game of the week. It was Auburn and Vestavia Hills. We'll talk about it next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Two Rivers Lumber Company has a proud heritage in the state of Alabama and is excited to announce we are opening a new facility in the Lake Martin area late 2025. Our company specializes in southern yellow pine dimension lumber, and we plan to employ over 150 in our new community of Lake Martin. Two Rivers Lumber Company is a family-run business with over 45 years of service to the state. And we are happy to become a part of the Lake Martin community and want to wish the best of luck to all area athletic teams in all competitions. Two Rivers Lumber, Lake Martin's newest community partner, coming soon.
For years, Tom Watley's been a name you can trust to represent you, and now you can depend on Tom Watley Law, LLC to handle all of your legal needs. Tom has over 20 years of practice in criminal defense, probate needs, and estate planning. Tom Watley Law supports the communities of Lee and Tallapoosa County and can handle all your legal needs or refer you to their network of specialty attorneys. When it counts, call Tom Watley Law, LLC at 334-559-3420 or online at tomwatleylaw.org. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be provided is greater than that of other attorneys.
Along with fall, there's huge falling prices at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor for all your tractor, implements, and riding lawnmower needs. All remaining Spartan mowers must go for next year's models. And besides the year-end low prices, you can still get 0% interest up to 60 months. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has a huge selection of Mahindra tractors of all sizes with full implements packages that range from harvest or just getting your hunting site prepped. Mahindra also has up to 84 months 0% financing. So now's the time. Score big with the Lake's exclusive Spartan and Mahindra dealer. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, Highway 280 across from the Home Depot.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Andy with you as we move along now on the Southeastern Land Group hotline. We're going to talk to Mickey Shadricks of the AHSAA TV Network, Alabama Public Television playoff game of the week, and it wound up being a good one. Auburn 52, Vestavia Hills 41. Mickey, you knew these offenses could score. Did you think you'd get 93?
I don't think we would have predicted that many points on the scoreboard, but definitely did think that it would turn out to be a
a little different game than the first time these two teams met way back in week 2 when Vestavia kind of blew out Auburn 42-14. A much different game tonight, and the Tigers, I guess we can say, get revenge in the rematch.
Yeah, what was the difference? I mean, I know the first one was in Vestavia Hills, this one in Auburn, but my goodness, is somebody not playing them that was playing then? What was the turnaround?
Well, this game started off, Vestavia came out, and the game looked just like the first game did, because Vestavia came out and scored 21 straight points in the first quarter and led Auburn 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. So you're sitting here thinking, okay, this game looks just like the first game. But then in the second quarter, Auburn they just got it going. It's like their backs were to the wall, and they got their first touchdown. Then they got a big turnover. One of their big defensive linemen batted a pass from Charlie Taft, caught it. Auburn scored 2 quick touchdowns to start the second quarter, and then they got a third touchdown in the second quarter. So basically, Vestavia won the first quarter 21-0. Auburn won the second quarter 21-0. So we were tied 21-21 at halftime. Got into the second half, and it was just a great back-and-forth battle the rest of the way.
Talk about quarterback play in this game, because you had 2 good ones to watch.
Exactly. If you like quarterback play, tonight was that type of game, because you got Kason Myers of Auburn, junior quarterback. He is really the key cog in everything that they do. And then the same thing for Vestavia, their junior quarterback Charlie Taft. He is the key in everything that they do, and they both played great tonight. You got to tip your hat to both of them. Kason Myers for Auburn, though, wound up with 4 rushing touchdowns, had an 80-yard touchdown pass to Antonio Wells. It kind of opened the game up for Auburn. It was the first time Auburn had a 2-score lead. That came in the second half. But both quarterbacks had great seasons, and both had great games tonight. And, of course, Kason Myers and Auburn, they get to move on.
Well, it sets up an interesting second-round matchup as Auburn faces Daphne, and as I understand it, Auburn is traveling in that game, right? How do you see this one?
Well, Daphne, obviously great football tradition, and Auburn will have to go on the road, but I think Auburn's playing pretty well right now. The last 3 games, Auburn's offense was averaging about 40 points a game, and then that average is going to go up after their 52 points tonight. So Auburn's got some momentum. But obviously a program such as Daphne, especially when you got to go to their place, that'll be a challenge. But I think Auburn's got to feel pretty good about the way they're playing right now.
Last question. I look at that side of the bracket, and, of course, we've done away with North and South in 7A. So I take a look at that side of the bracket, Auburn, Daphne, Baker, Opelika. Auburn's got a great chance to find themselves in a championship game, don't you think?
Well, they do, and Auburn's path, and this is taking nothing away from anyone else Auburn could wind up meeting, but this game here, this first-round matchup with Vestavia, of course, the number 2 team in 7A coming in here to play Auburn, Auburn knew this was going to be as tough a matchup as they might face in the entire playoffs till they could potentially get to the Super 7. So, again, can't take anything for granted, because as the saying goes, anyone can beat anyone on any given Friday night in the case of the playoffs. But I think Auburn clearly, though, they've got a reasonable path to get to Birmingham. This was a huge win tonight. And, guys, I guess you've got the potential for an Auburn-Opelika rematch. Wouldn't that be something if those two met again?
That would be insane in a semifinal game. All right, thank you, Mickey Shadricks, play-by-play voice for the AHSAA TV network, Alabama Public Television. Playoff game of the week, Auburn defeats Vestavia Hills tonight 52-41. Mickey, thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. Let's get to scores on the 4s. It's brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Let's go to 2A North. Andy?
Pisgah defeats Tanner 42-14, and Vincent defeats Falkville 34-6. So Pisgah and Vincent in the second round. It'll be Red Bay defeating Sandrock tonight 53-14. Red Bay will take on Southeastern, who beat Sulligent 26-8. Coosa Christian, no problem with Isabella, 56-14. Coosa Christian takes on Lexington, who took care of North Sand Mountain, 52-23. Tuscaloosa Academy moves on. They'll take on Pleasant Valley. Tuscaloosa Academy defeats Susan Moore, 35-14. Pleasant Valley defeats Williston County 40-28.
In the 2A South, we had Luverne. No problems tonight with Central Coosa, 50-12. They move on to face GW Long, who upset JU Blackshear tonight, 28-7. Mild surprise there. It was Lynette, 42-6. They'll move on to over Zion Chapel. They'll move on to face Ayrton, who defeated Washington County 55-14. Cottonwood 46, Chickasaw 7. They'll move on to face the Reeltown Rebels, who defeated Highland Home tonight 55-19. It was Providence Christian, the 4 seed, upsetting the 1 seed Clark County 17-14. Providence Christian moves on to face Lochapoka, who shut out Goshen tonight 47-0. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, more game coverage as we move on to check out Theodore and Stanhope Elmore with Randy Kennedy of AL.com. That's next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SEC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
When driving, change lanes, not lives. Careful. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Take home your AHSAA officially licensed merchandise today. Just click ahsaa.teamip.com and shop for event t-shirts, sweatshirts, tie-dye designs, or add your name to get your gear personalized. Team fans can get an official state championship apparel at our official online store. You pick it, we'll make it with our digital-to-garment technology, hot off the press and sent straight to you. Or at your next championship game, check out Team IP's booth. Visit ahsaa.teamip.com.
When driving, check your mirrors, not your Tinder. Hey, no. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. Your day can wait.
What are you doing?
I'm just updating these power lines
Why?
so they'll be stronger and faster.
Why?
So your house has power.
Why?
So your toaster works.
Why?
So you can have toast in the morning.
I don't like toast.
Okay. Waffles.
We get it. Easy isn't always easy. A simple paint job turns into drywall quick. At Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, we got you covered. With 9 locations across central Alabama, contractors and do-it-yourselfers can trust we have your back. Our experienced staff is here to be the voice of reason when projects get tough. Whether online or in-store, shop all the best brands with our Best Rewards loyalty program. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. As we look at the first round of the playoffs tonight, and let's go back to the Southeastern Land Group hotline. Going to welcome in Randy Kennedy of AL.com, who tonight was covering 6A South. Theodore 44, Stanhope Elmore 27. And Randy, this game for a long time looked like it was going to be closer than the final score indicated.
You know, Stanhope really played a good game. It was late in the first half. Stanhope Elmore had the ball. They had the lead and the ball with a minute left. They could have just run the clock out and had a halftime lead. Instead, they hand the ball off to their star running back. He gets stripped. Theodore recovers the ball, and then on the last play of the half,
they throw a 24-yard touchdown pass, really a nice play. And Theodore takes the lead right there and then never gave it up after that. But it was a really, really competitive game. That touchdown for Theodore was the first of 3 touchdowns on 3 consecutive offensive plays. So their first 2 offensive plays of the third quarter they scored, and then they were just kind of in control from there.
Neither of these teams, known for running up the scoreboard. Was it just a lack of defensive effort on this game, or did the offense just outplay the defense?
No, I think it was just the offenses played well, particularly in the second half. Now, Stanhope got a couple of 2 touchdowns late that after the game had already been decided. But it was good defense, but Theodore just sort of had an answer. They got a great running back in Kendrick Abel, and he is going to be the focus of everybody trying to stop. And instead, the quarterback for Theodore just really was able to step up. And when they were keying so much on the running back, he accounted for all 6 touchdowns, 3 rushing and 3 passing. Their quarterback, Krishan Overton. So he had a great night. He had a career night tonight, running the ball and passing the ball. So it was more offensive execution, and Theodore's got some playmakers. They're not the most explosive team in the state, but they've got some playmakers, and we're just able to take advantage.
All right, so let's set this up because this gives us a really compelling second-round matchup as Theodore has a pretty lengthy road trip to go on the road next week to Benjamin Russell and the state's #1 recruit, Sedarian Morgan. There's a lot to like about that matchup in the second round.
There really is, and one thing to watch, and we won't know this for a couple of days, but the most highly recruited guy on Theodore's team, and probably their best player, is J.J. Bush, a safety who's committed to Missouri. He's a safety. He could be anywhere from a edge rusher to a safety to a linebacker to whatever, nickelback. He could be just about anything. Great football player. He plays a lot of safety, but he got hurt in the game tonight, his right knee. He's going to get an examination tomorrow just to see where he is health-wise. I would think that, among all the players in the state, he would have as good a chance as anybody to match up with C.D. Morgan just from a size standpoint and athleticism and being an SEC commit. His availability is going to be really key, and we just don't know about that yet.
And if he is available, of course, that gives us a definite matchup to watch. I want to turn the page on you just a little bit here because obviously you're down in South Alabama, so you're very familiar with Saraland. You got a great matchup next week, too, Saraland and Spain Park.
Yeah, I saw those two play last year. It was basically a no contest. They played in the playoffs last year at Saraland. I tell you what, the Spartans are just so impressive. It's amazing that they lose all these players that you've heard of, Mr. Football, K.J. Lacey or Ryan Williams, and it just feels like the next guy up is as good as the guys who left. It's just, they're amazing. I'm not saying they are going to win a state championship, but it's going to be a great effort for somebody to knock off Saraland. They're terrific. They're extremely well coached by Jeff Kelly. Their quarterback is a junior who is SEC level, Jamison Roberts. They got a wide receiver who is committed to Duke right now, but is just a great football player and may end up somewhere else. But they're super talented. It's going to take a great effort for anybody to knock off Saraland.
Randy Kennedy with us from AL.com tonight. He had Theodore and Stanhope Elmore. Theodore 44, Stanhope Elmore 27 in 6A South. Randy, thank you so much for the time, and we'll try to catch up with you again.
Always happy to talk to you.
Thank you, man. By the way, if you want to read great high school football coverage, Randy and Ben Thomas and that whole high school football coverage at AL.com, just about as good as it gets.
Absolutely.
They do the guest pickers now every week, too. And,
okay.
Which, by the way, the guest picker of the season, the one who did the best all season, guess who it was?
I have no clue.
John Parker Wilson.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
So there you go.
Yeah.
It hadn't been that long ago. He was playing
True.
in some of these playoff
Yeah.
games, right?
Still looks like he could, man.
Yeah, let's get the scores on the fours. Brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Take us through 1A North, Andy.
Addison defeats Ragland tonight 71-39.
110 points.
The oddest score I've ever seen in a football game, 71-39. Barry Fayette defeats Fayetteville 44-37, setting up Addison and Barry in the second round matchup. Appalachian defeats Shoals Christian 74-6. They'll take on Marion, who defeated Winterboro tonight, 36-22. We've got Wadley defeating South Lamar 56-8. They'll take on Meek, who upset Woodville tonight 47-25. Hubbartville over Woodland 67-27. Hubbartville takes on Hackleburg, who defeated Spring Garden 32-16.
It was University Charter over Notasulga 54-14. They'll face Southern Choctaw, who defeated Georgiana 40-20. Maplesville does Maplesville things, beating R.C. Hatch 58-0. They'll move on to face McIntosh, who upset Brantley 20-14. It was McKenzie over Milry 46-14. They'll move on to take on Otaga Academy, who defeated Choctaw County 21-12. It was Leroy 53-14 over Elba. They'll move on to face Linden, who defeated Billingsley 20-11. Leroy Linden. We got to get some coverage on that. That's a good one. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, Rusty Taylor joins us from Classic Country 90.9, where he covers the Central Clay Volunteers. That's next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Triple R Cafe in downtown Rockford is where it's located. Now, you're looking at the outside right now. Come on the inside. Let's check out the hot bar. And let me tell you about this. Award-winning fried chicken. They do fried chicken like it's supposed to be done. How about this pork chop right here? They're open Monday through Saturday. They cater also. That's Triple R Cafe, downtown Rockford, Alabama.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best-kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Looking for reliable medical equipment close to home? Coosa Valley Respiratory and Home Medical in Sylacauga has you covered with oxygen, CPAPs and BPAPs, continuous glucose monitors, wound care, and airway therapy. Need mobility support? We offer braces, lift chairs, and both manual and motorized wheelchairs available for rent or purchase. We'll even show you how to use your equipment, and yes, we accept most insurances. Serving the Sylacauga area for over 20 years, that's Coosa Valley Respiratory and Home Medical, 201 West Fort Williams. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. Call 256-245-1411 today.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Andy with you now as we move forward in our coverage to go to 5A South. Check in on the Central Clay Volunteers who took care of Sipsey Valley in the first round, 48-7 tonight. Rusty Taylor joins us from Classic Country 90.9. And Rusty, look, we were talking about it before we came on the air. First round game, everybody sort of expects Central Clay to win this game. They do win it, and they win it handily. That's sort of you can breathe deeply and get ready for the second round kind of game, right?
Absolutely. Well, you come in a Sipsey Valley team that's been putting up a lot of points, and and actually our starting quarterback, J.T. Wilkerson, did not play tonight. He was dressed, possibly available if needed, but he never touched the field. He had a non-football related injury that he, kind of a milder injury, but he didn't play. So you had a little bit of a question mark there coming in. But we took the opening kickoff. They actually squibbed it from the 45. 4 plays later, we're in the end zone. And then at second or third down, we get a pick six on a wide receiver screen that we pick off and into the end zone. I mean, we're less than 2 minutes into the game, and we're up 2 scores. So, kind of took control early and, really kept control throughout the game and kind of slowed that Sipsey Valley offense. It's been averaging 34 points a game down. So it was a big night for the Volunteers.
Yeah, we were just talking about during the break, losing that game to Benjamin Russell early in the season and losing it pretty bad. And you thought, well, maybe, Central Clay's not where they were in past years, but they seem to be playing some of their best football right about now.
Well, I mentioned J.T. Wilkerson not playing tonight. J.T. Wilkerson got hurt the week prior against Hanley before we played Benjamin Russell. Not making any excuses, Benjamin Russell, obviously a great team, and had a great night against the Volunteers. But the Volunteers trying to find themselves without their quarterback, because we had to do that for about 4 games there in mid-season. JT had came back, and obviously it's been a positive thing, but they figured out how to play without him, and they did that tonight. Anytime you lose your starting quarterback, it's an issue. But, kind of fell. J.D. Hall came in, really played well there. Hudson Foster, they kind of used 2 guys at the quarterback spot tonight, kind of interchanged them a lot. And really, Sipsey Valley had a couple drop snaps on punts that really helped things to kind of get out of hand early. But you're right, that kind of refocused the team. I think that loss against Benjamin Russell, and especially the dominant fashion it was, and the Volunteer defense has just been playing lights out, and and making it comfortable for the offense. And they don't have to score a ton of points, but they did put up a lot of points in 48 tonight. But the defense has been playing unreal, and it was the same tonight. Our defensive front with Miles Parker, Trenton Glenn, LaShamin Hardy just dominated up front against Sipsey Valley, and the quarterback there, Troll, just running for his life. He made some plays. He's a great athlete and fun to watch, but he was running from the word go. And then they had a 2,000-yard rusher in Isaiah Bennett, and I don't know his end total, but I think total rushing yards for them is well under 100 yards. So, and they had one running back that's averaging 200. They had 23 yards rushing tonight. So the defense stood strong.
Rusty, only got about 30 seconds left for this answer, but, people who follow high school football in Alabama are familiar with Danny Horn. He's the winningest. He's the legendary coach. His teams get better through the course of every season. How does he do it?
I'll tell you, he just stays consistent. He practices. That's my take on it, being close to the program. He does the same thing early that he does late. He's just really smart about how he coaches them and how he gets them at the best. And you're right, it's consistent. They're going to be playing their best football when it matters, and it seems to be that way this year. He's just he's a fun coach to watch because it's nothing spectacular. He just keeps the same thing, and he's consistent, and it's fundamental, sound football, and they win a lot of games because of it.
Rusty Taylor with us, Classic Country 90.9. Again, Central Clay 48, Sipsey Valley 7. The Vols move on. Thank you, Rusty.
Thank you.
All right, let's get into scores on the fours, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Take us back through 7A, Andy.
Thompson defeats Carver Montgomery tonight 31-7, and it was Mary Montgomery over Austin 45-7, setting up Thompson and Mary Montgomery in the second round. Central Phoenix City defeats Hoover 34-10. Central Phoenix City will take on Fairhope, who defeated James Clemens 31-21. Daphne defeated Sparkman in a bit of an upset, 43-14. And Auburn defeats Vestavia Hills in a rematch, 52-41. So Daphne and Auburn in the second round. It'll be Baker taking on Opelika. Baker defeats Florence tonight, 38-14, and Hewitt-Trussville goes down to Opelika, 27-21.
All right, the 6A playoff brackets look like this. In the north, Muscle Shoals over Mae Jemison, 38-12. They'll move on to face Parker, who beat Oxford, 42-21. Fort Payne over Athens, 38-23, and Mountain Brook over Mortimer Jordan, 38-0. So Fort Payne and Mountain Brook in the second round. Clay Chalkville flexes their muscle, 49-26. Over Jackson Olin. They will face Gadsden City, who squeaked out a win over Jasper tonight, 40-37. Homewood over Pell City, 28-14. And Hartselle defeats Buckhorn, 33-7. So Homewood and Hartselle next week. In the 6A South, it was Benjamin Russell, 26-14 over Central Tuscaloosa. They'll face Theodore, who beat Stanhope Elmore, 44-27. Hueytown over Pelham, 35-28. They'll face Russell County, who beat Gulf Shores, 33-30. Pike Road over McGill-Tulin, 28-10. They'll face Bessemer, who beat Helena, 24-7. Saraland over Wetumpka, 49-24. And they will face Spain Park, who beat McAdory, 24-13. We're going back to the 7A bracket when we come back.
At Medicine Express, we're dedicated to the idea that quality pharmacy care means more than just prompt prescriptions. When you come to Medicine Express, you can count on dependable care from knowledgeable pharmacists and their friendly staff. You can fill your prescriptions quickly and easily at our drive-thru, or while you wait, you can even browse for inspirational gifts and items that you won't find anywhere else, like Praise Him apparel and the History of Alabama books. All at Medicine Express on Airport Drive in Alexander City, 256-215-8014. Medicine Express, where you're part of our family.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
L&M Pawn and Gun, located in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, is East Alabama and West Georgia's complete gun, tactical, and pawn shop. It invites the region to shop over 500 firearms in stock, on the floor, and ready for sale at the market's best values. At L&M Pawn and Gun, we specialize in all tactical guns, equipment, and parts, including AK-47 and AR-15s. Specialized parts for tactical guns as well as suppressors and other parts you can't find anywhere. L&M Pawn and Gun has it all in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, or shop online, lmpawnandgun.com.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
The Alex City Parks and Rec Department serves the residents of Alexander City with quality facilities and programs designed to positively affect the lives of our citizens. From youth sports programs to adult activities and our senior center, the Alex City Parks and Rec offers services for all ages. The Cooper Rec Center, Lake Winds Golf Course, and the Senior Activity Center are just some of the great features the Alex City Parks and Rec Department provides for the people of Alex City. For more information on any of our programs, call 256-329-5762. or go to acpr.recdesk.com.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Andy with you as we have moved on into the 11 o'clock hour and we continue around the state. Let's go back to the 7A bracket tonight where the Opelika Bulldogs get a huge win at Hewitt-Trussville, 27-21. Van Riggs from WKKR in Opelika joins us. Van, great night tonight for this Opelika team on the road.
Yeah, it was a huge win. Didn't look good.
a lot tonight for Opelika, but late down the stretch of the second half, made the plays when we needed to. Got down 21-6 in the second half, and ended up getting some big plays down the stretch. So a huge touchdown throw late, a safety, and some big field goals from our field goal kicker to come back and win it 27-21.
I guess technically, if there is such a thing, Opelika was the underdog in this game. Did it feel like that, or did you go into it thinking you had a good matchup?
I think, we really thought that we were kind of two similar teams. I think at least Opelika fans and the coaching staff thought that, we had a really good avenue to win this game. Really leaned heavy on the run. Hewitt's got a more explosive offense than we do as far as passing the ball and stretching it downfield. They hit us on a couple big touchdown plays. Defensively, really played good. But offensively, we kind of had to grind it out at times and, settle for field goals. That was huge for us tonight. We had 4 field goals tonight from our kicker, Reese Beasley. Missed one, but those 4 were huge. And got a couple touchdowns, a huge throw from our sophomore quarterback. But, I think we kind of shocked Hewitt a little bit. I think they, I don't say they took us lightly, but, it was one of those, I think, shockers for a lot of people around the state tonight.
As Opelika moves forward, and we've kind of seen that throughout the year, they're a team that is going to beat you defensively first, and then they're going to score some points too, but they get Baker in this next round. Is it going to be an Opelika team where the defense just has to show up no matter what?
I think so, but our offense continues to grow. Whit Cooper, our sophomore quarterback, started midway through the season as the guy, and so he's still growing in this role. And, boy, you grow up quickly in the second half of a playoff game, on the road at Hewitt-Trussville. And he made a huge touchdown throw in the back of the end zone, made a couple throws in the second half where they kind of eased him into the game a little bit. Didn't ask him to do a lot in the first half, but in the second half, he made the throws when he counted. And you mentioned the defense. I got to give a shout-out to Braden Howard. He had a pick six 2 weeks ago against Carver, and I had another huge interception tonight that set up one of those big field goals for us.
All right, I'm going to ask you this question, and you answer it however you want. But Opelika and Auburn have one of the most storied rivalries in the state of Alabama. Both teams won tonight. Both teams are on the same side of the bracket. Both teams are one more win each from facing each other in a potential semifinal in 7A. Anybody going to be looking ahead and peeking over at Auburn, or how's that going to work?
I'm sure the fans will, but I think the players hopefully will keep their head on straight, at least on both those teams, and because you can't take anybody for granted in the playoffs. But for Opelika, of course, they had that loss early in the season to Opelika at home, to Auburn at home, and they would love a rematch, but got to get through Baker first before that one comes in. But I know the fans and players would love to have that set up.
Will you be at Bulldog Stadium next week?
We will be hosting Baker next week, and if we did wind up playing Auburn, it would be at Duck Sanford. So just looking ahead at that for you.
There you go. Van Riggs with us from WKKR in Opelika, where he handles the Opelika Bulldogs. 27-21 over Hewitt-Trussville tonight on the road. Big win there. Van, thank you so much for the time.
Hey, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Van and all of our guests come to you on the Southeastern Land Group hotline. Whether you're buying or selling rural land in the Southeast, Southeastern Land Group is the place to start. You can visit them online at selandgroup.com. And, if you're the fans, you can't help but peek ahead.
No.
You're going, man, I really would love to get another shot at Auburn.
You know what
I mean?
It'd just be an enormous game.
I don't know what the guys outside the stadium would be selling tickets for that one, but
people would be climbing the light structure.
It would be a hot ticket, no doubt about it. All right, let's get into scores on the fours now. Brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Andy, take us through 5A North again.
All right, we got Fairview defeating Arab tonight, 14-7, and Ramsey goes down to Jacksonville, 14-7. So Fairview and Jacksonville in round number 2. Scottsboro defeated West Point, 45-14. Scottsboro will take on St. Clair County, who defeated Carver Birmingham, 41-22. Moody moves on to the second round, defeating Corner 49-21. They'll take on Priceville, who defeated Guntersville 24-21. Leeds in a bit of an upset here over Briarwood, to 28. Leeds will take on Russellville, who defeated Boaz also 29 to 28.
In 5A South, it was Northside over Beauregard, 48 to 14. They'll move on to face the Viger Wolves, who defeated Charles Henderson tonight by a final of 40 to 16. So Northside and Viger. Central Clay County moves on. The 1 seed from Region 4 defeats Sipsey Valley 48 to 7. They will face Andalusia Bulldogs, the 2 seed in Region 1, who knocked off UMS Wright 28 to 25. That game in double overtime. Went to overtime, tied at 15, and just got crazy.
Good field goal kicker, I guess.
Absolutely, why not? Catholic Montgomery defeats Citronelle 31 to 8. They will move on to face Shelby County, who defeated Valley 26 to 23. So Montgomery Catholic and Shelby County. Williamson over Eufaula 50 to 14. They'll face Elmore County, who knocked off Demopolis 21 to 20. And that is a look at scores on the fours, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, more games. Our buddy Drew DeArmond up at the Huntsville Market will go north next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
World-class training, state-of-the-art equipment, a modernized force for an ever-changing world. Outpacing our rivals, supporting our allies. No matter if it's today or tomorrow, we will guard it all.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast Catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Hello, my name is Dave Milton with Southeastern Land Group. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company. We sell farmland and timberland in Alabama and the surrounding states. Not only do we have a land sales division, but we also have a timber sales division where we can help you with your timber sales and your timber appraisals. There's 22 of us in our group scattered throughout the southeastern United States. We are a full-service land and timber sales company. We do with farmland, timberland, cattle property, poultry farms. 866-751-LAND. Go to the website, selandgroup.com.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. As we go back now to the Southeastern Land Group Hotline, let's go up to Huntsville. 97.7 The Zone is where Drew DeArmond hosts Talkin' Ball. He also calls games for Buckhorn tonight to win on the road to Hartselle. Hartselle gets the win 33-7 in 6A North. Drew, how are you?
I'm good, Jay. How are you guys doing tonight, man?
Good. Listen, we were talking during the half. You were talking about Buckhorn's got a bit of a young team. You go on the road to Hartselle. I don't care if you got a young team or a veteran team. That Hartselle team's just good.
No, they are, and it was kind of interesting. The only mistake really Hartsville made all night was at the very end of the half. They were up 23-0. It looked like they were going to score. It was third and goal from the 2 with just under 20 seconds. They were letting the clock run. It looked like it was inevitable that they would score a touchdown and take a 30-0 lead into the locker room. But, the MVP for Hartsville tonight was their senior quarterback, Carter Lee. Really the only mistake he made all night. He did a really nice job throwing the football and running the RPOs. But the ball was tipped, and then I told you about Cortez Carr, the young sophomore that's already got Power 4 offers, including from Michigan. He scooped it out of the air and ran 100 yards the other way to score a touchdown. He scored with 1.3 seconds. Buckhorn kicked the extra point, and so that was the only points for the Bucks all night. They had less than 10 first downs because that Hartsville defense, I know you guys have chronicled them all year. I think for over two-thirds or three-quarters of the regular season, they were averaging giving up about 5 points a game. Well, you can see why. Their blitz packages are really good. Their defensive line is ferocious. They were getting after the quarterback all night long. Their pass rush was outstanding. It was as good as any I've really seen all year long. And so they just have a really good football team. It's Seth McCann, he really impressed me, number 93, as a pass rusher. Tyler Midland, number 97, he was all over the place for them. But the guy that really impressed me, and I know his father really well, Jake Miles is his father, longtime basketball coach at Austin High School, and he's now the athletic director at Hartsville. But Cole Miles, he's going to be, I think, in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. He starts both ways, and that's significant for Hartsville. He's a very cerebral player. He's a guy that's a hybrid safety linebacker, lines everybody up on defense, and then he's an outstanding receiver. But they were able to throw and catch so well. They didn't run the ball in between the 20s tremendously well, but then when they got in the red zone, they were very, very efficient. They've got two really good tailbacks, Jaden Morris, and then they rotate him with Jaheim Pruitt, and both those guys were able to score 2 touchdowns apiece and score in the red zone, and that's kind of where Hartsville was able to win the game. They made some explosive passing plays, and then except for the one mistake at the end of the first half, they were nails in the red zone, and they've got an outstanding kicking game. They kicked a 40-yard field goal and then a short field goal. At the end of the third quarter, they've got a really good kicker. He did an outstanding job as well, and so they're a very just well-rounded team. They don't have a discernible weakness. Michael Sumners is their kicker, but I'll just say their second-round matchup on the road at Homewood is going to be fascinating because Ben Burgeson's been there a long time, and to me they kind of mirror each other with the way they develop players, and that's going to be a heck of a football game because Hartsville, they will hit you, and they out-hit Buckhorn all night tonight, and they were always in the right place. Homewood's very similar. That's going to be a really interesting second-round matchup to watch next week.
No doubt. Once again, Hartsville defeats Buckhorn tonight, 6A North, 33-7. Drew DeArmond with us. You'll hear him on Talking Ball, 97.7 The Zone in the Huntsville market. Drew, thank you so much for the time. We'll catch up with you next week.
Thank you, Jay. Always appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, that Hartsville Homewood going to be a good matchup. But Hartsville, and Drew said it, they're physical and they're skilled.
Yeah. And
that makes them a very tough team to deal with in 6A North.
Yeah, and to have a defense that's given up about a touchdown a game, that's not, that gives you a big margin for error.
On a team that scores a lot of points.
Exactly.
Right? So things sort of widen out. Hey, one thing to keep in mind, a score that may be of interest to Auburn Tiger fans out there. Currently, with 3 minutes left, Memphis trails Tulane 38-32.
Ooh.
Two coaches that have been at least mentioned in passing regarding the Auburn job.
If I recall, that game was 38-14 or 38-17.
38-17, yes.
At one time.
Yeah, so now 38-32.
Can you close out a game?
We're going to find out very shortly. It's time for Scores on the Fours, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Andy, why don't we get into 4A North?
We got West Morgan defeating Randolph 55-21. West Morgan moves on to face Good Hope. Good Hope defeated Cherokee County 28-26. Plainview defeats Brooks 35-12. Plainview will take on Alexandria, who took care of Fayette County 47-20. Anniston all over Fultondale 49-8. Anniston will face Madison Academy. Madison Academy defeated Hatton 20-19. Hamilton defeats Asheville 35-28, and Deshler defeats North Jackson 42-14, setting up Hamilton and Deshler in round number 2.
All right, in 4A South, it was Hanley, no problem with Bibb County, 40-7. They'll move on to face, I think, maybe the toughest 2 seed in these playoffs, the Jackson Aggies, who shut out Ashford 34-0. American Christian defeats Tallahassee tonight, 20-7. They'll move on to face W.S. Neal, who went on the road to Opp and got a win, 35-21. It was Mobile Christian on the road at Dale County, winning 15-13. They'll face Bullock County, who went on the road to Oak Grove and won 21-7. St. Michael, the 1 seed in Region 3, gets a 49-21 win over Pike County, and they will face Pleasant Grove, who defeated Booker T. Washington 16-6. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard all season long. When we come back, one of tonight's upsets. Jacksonville defeats Ramsey tonight in 5A North. We'll talk about it with Seth Hagen next on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Two Rivers Lumber Company has a proud heritage in the state of Alabama and is excited to announce we are opening a new facility in the Lake Martin area late 2025. Our company specializes in southern yellow pine dimension lumber, and we plan to employ over 150 in our new community of Lake Martin. Two Rivers Lumber Company is a family-run business with over 45 years of service to the state. And we are happy to become a part of the Lake Martin community and want to wish the best of luck to all area athletic teams in all competitions. Two Rivers Lumber, Lake Martin's newest community partner, coming soon.
For years, Tom Watley's been a name you can trust to represent you, and now you can depend on Tom Watley Law, LLC to handle all of your legal needs. Tom has over 20 years of practice in criminal defense, probate needs, and estate planning. Tom Watley Law supports the communities of Lee and Tallapoosa County and can handle all your legal needs or refer you to their network of specialty attorneys. When it counts, call Tom Watley Law, LLC at 334-559-3420 or online at tomwatleylaw.org. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be provided is greater than that of other attorneys.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And AHSAA Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the AHSAA Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from AHSAA Honda in Silicaga.
Along with fall, there's huge falling prices at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor for all your tractor, implements, and riding lawnmower needs. All remaining Spartan mowers must go for next year's models. And besides the year-end low prices, you can still get 0% interest up to 60 months. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has a huge selection of Mahindra tractors of all sizes with full implements packages that range from harvest or just getting your hunting site prepped. Mahindra also has up to 84 months 0% financing. So now's the time. Score big with the Lake's exclusive Spartan and Mahindra dealer. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, Highway 280 across from the Home Depot.
Illoway Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Illoway Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Illoway Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full-service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Andy with you about halfway through this second hour tonight as we go around the state and take a look at some of the interesting games happening in this first round of playoff action. Right now, Want to go to one of our, I mean, I can only call it an upset that because that's what it is. As Jacksonville in 5A North goes on the road to Ramsey and gets the win 14-7 in overtime. Seth Hagan, play-by-play for Ramsey, joins us. Seth, we were talking off the air, just kind of a sloppy game, and Ramsey just got caught up in it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jacksonville, you got to give them credit. They slow the game down. They make you play at their pace, their tempo, and they came in with a mindset tonight. And we were just not ready for them. We've had problems with our offensive line all year. We've had injuries. We had one of our best guys tear his ACL a couple of weeks ago on senior night. So we've just never felt settled on offense. And even though we went on that nice little run, I knew that there were problems. And Jacksonville just came in, obviously studied us very well, and they imposed their will.
So is this a ball control offense we're talking about at Jacksonville? They just like to run the ball?
Absolutely. I mean, they load up at the line of scrimmage. They run it. They get it with their running backs. The quarterback only run was very effective against us tonight, where they just throw the other 10 guys at you and live with the results. But they barely ever throw the ball, Andy. I mean, this. I talked to one of the guys who was running their camera, and they said all of our games end before 9 p.m.
Wow.
And so they just run the ball. They knew exactly what they were. They knew their identity. And I think we've been struggling to find our identity on offense, and that just kind of made the difference tonight in a tough game.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so what does Ramsey have coming back for next year? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, man, first and foremost, the cornerstone, Carlos May. He's a 3-star prospect. He will absolutely be a 4-star prospect, I anticipate, during the offseason. He has offers from virtually every SEC team in the league. Just picked up an Oregon offer last week, so he's an absolute stud. We'll bring back our quarterback, most of the offensive linemen. We'll have to do some soul searching at running back because we don't have anybody coming back there necessarily, but the defense will still be really good. We'll bring back all of our wide receivers except for one, and I really think that, when you feel pain like this, pain that you didn't expect to feel, it really kind of gives you a different level of motivation. And I know that, Coach Jackson and his coaches will bring that out of our boys. And that's what I'm really looking forward to, just seeing them get back to work, get back to who they are, and hopefully next year we kind of figure out who we are a little bit earlier so that we can go into the playoffs and really do some damage.
Seth Hagan with us of the Ramsey Rams is tonight. They get upset by Jacksonville 14-7. Seth, thanks for all the contributions this year. We'll talk to you next season, man.
Absolutely, guys. Can't wait. Have a good season.
One of the great things about high school football is that you've got so many varying styles. You've got a team like Jacksonville. They don't throw it very much. Like he said, they know who they are, right?
Yeah.
We run the ball. We play defense. We're going to shorten the game. Vanderbilt does that, right, in the SEC. Run the ball, shorten the game, use the clock, get to the fourth quarter and win the game. And then you have other teams that are, Southside Selma that I called last night. Deep shot, right? So many varying styles just kind of makes it fun.
And the lower classification you go, it seems like the more they want to run the ball.
Oh, no doubt.
But then that's what makes a team like Southside Selma stand out so much, being in a lower classification, but they do like to throw it. It's a very contrasting style that people don't see week to week, and it can be very, very effective.
One thing I learned about Southside Selma calling that game last night, in addition to a very good 8th grade quarterback, they love to throw a deep ball to number 1. And I'm trying to remember his name. His first name's Amari, but he's 6'6", so
wow,
it helps.
He's not in 8th grade too, isn't he?
Let's get to Scores on the Fours. Brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. All right, Andy, take us through 3A North.
Mars Hill defeats Whitesburg Christian 70-14, setting up a second-round matchup with Winfield, who defeated Glencoe 39-0. Geraldine defeats Rogers 59-27, and Westbrook Christian defeats Vinemont 49-0, setting up Geraldine and Westbrook in round number 2. Piedmont over Phil Campbell, 59-19. Piedmont will take on Fife as they defeated Lauderdale County, 34-7.
That's a good one.
Yes, sir. Gordo defeats Walter Welborn, 49-0. Gordo will take on Colbert County, who took care of Collinsville tonight, 64-19.
In 3A South, you had Southside Selma over Dadeville, 35-12. They'll take on Cottage Hill Christian, who defeated Wicksburg, 41-8. It was Glenwood defeating Thomasville, 43-10. They'll move on to take on Trinity, who beat T.R. Miller, 24-8. Montgomery Academy, 42-0 over Flomaton. They'll take on Lee Scott, who defeated Hale County, 42-14. It was Bayside Academy, 46, Houston Academy, 7. Bayside Academy moves on to face Randolph County, who went on the road to Thorsby and got the win, 51-40. Scores on the Fours is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. When we come back, we'll have our Russell DeWitt Center Game of the Week segment on the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
We get it. Easy isn't always easy. A simple paint job turns into drywall quick. At Russell DeWitt Center at Building Supply, we got you covered. With 9 locations across central Alabama, contractors and do-it-yourselfers can trust we have your back. Our experienced staff is here to be the voice of reason when projects get tough. Whether online or in-store, shop all the best brands with our Best Rewards loyalty program. Russell DeWitt Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Hello, my name is Dave Milton with Southeastern Land Group. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our company. We sell farmland and timberland in Alabama and the surrounding states. Not only do we have a land sales division, but we also have a timber sales division where we can help you with your timber sales and your timber appraisal. There's 22 of us in our group scattered throughout the southeastern United States. We are a full-service land and timber sales company. We do with farmland, timberland, cattle property, poultry farms. 866-751-LAND. Go to the website, selandgroup.com.
When driving, click the seatbelt, not the like button. Mom is right. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. When driving, wear a seatbelt, not a filter. What? Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Work, a strong word. Together with force, it's something pretty powerful. Our workforce keeps Alabama growing. So where does it come from? Your Alabama community colleges. Quality classroom learning, hands-on, real job training, all across Alabama. Building enormous ships down south, blasting into space up north. And in between, all the jobs that move us forward. Alabama's community colleges, Alabama's largest training network.
It's time now for This Week in the AHSAA, a weekly look at news and notes surrounding Alabama high school athletics. All 7 defending state champions are among the 208 teams beginning play this week in the 60th AHSAA state football playoffs. A total of 32 teams in classes 1 through 6A and 16 in class 7A are opening play. The 7 defending champions include Class 1A Wadley, Class 2A Reeltown, Class 3A Mars Hill, Class 4A Jackson, Class 5A Montgomery Catholic, Class 6A Parker, and Class 7A Thompson. Woodrow Lowe, a 3-time All-American linebacker at Alabama in the 1970s who later played 11 years in the NFL, has passed away after a lengthy illness. He was 71. Lowe spent many years coaching at the high school, college, and pro levels before retiring to Collierville, Tennessee. He died Thursday morning. That was confirmed by AL.com. Woodrow Lowe remains one of 2 Alabama players selected as a first-team All-American 3 times. Fellow linebacker Cornelius Bennett also achieved that feat from 1984 to 86. Lowe was also among the first generation of African-American football stars at Alabama, which had integrated its team in 1971. And the AHSAA girls flag football state playoffs kicked off Thursday night with 29 of the 32 first-round games played. 2025 is the second year that flag football has been recognized as a championship sport. However, it is the 5th season girls flag football has been competing in the AHSAA. Heading into the playoffs, Central Phoenix City is riding a state and national record 52-game winning streak, including winning last year's first official Class 6A, 7A state championship and being named the national champion by USA Today. And that's a look at this week in the AHSAA, a weekly look at news and notes surrounding Alabama high school athletics on the AHSAA Radio Network's Scoreboard Show. Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show, and we have arrived at our Game of the Week segment. It's brought to you by Russell Do-It Centers. With 9 locations in central Alabama, Russell Do-It Center can get your DIY project off the ground and ready to go. Russell Do-It Centers and the AHSAA Radio Network, we appreciate their sponsorship. All right, the RDIC Game of the Week. I'm going to give you 2.
All right.
I think this is a big one. As Opelika goes on the road to Hewitt-Trussville and knocks them off 27-21.
Huge one.
That is after being behind 21-6 in that game, too. So we got to keep that in mind. But a huge win for the Opelika Bulldogs on the road. Tough environment against a very good team. The other one I'm going to give you, we thought this one was going to be great in 5A South, and it was. As Andalusia, in double overtime, defeats UMS Wright by a final of 28-25. Just a huge win for the Andalusia Bulldogs. So it's going to be a win from a Bulldog either way, right. Opelika or Andalusia. Which one do you like on the Russell Do-It Center Game of the Week?
Boy, that's a tough matchup, but I don't know. For whatever reason, I think I like the lower classification. I like the anytime a game ends in overtime in the playoffs, the intensity of those games.
Oh, yeah.
It is just, it's off the charts. So, I got to go with the Bulldogs.
Go with the Andalusia Bulldogs.
Andalusia.
That's our Russell Do-It Center Game of the Week. Russell Do-It Center's 9 locations around central Alabama. Make sure you frequent them. And that's the thing. When you saw that matchup on the bracket last week, you went, ooh.
Definitely.
Andalusia, UMS Wright, right? You know, I didn't know it was going to go double overtime and be a 3-point game, but you knew you were going to get a good game.
And it's going to be a good game this week with Sim and Central Clay County.
Oh, yeah, no question. That one's got classic written all over it, too. So, anyway, that's our Russell Do-It Center Game of the Week segment. Coming up here in just a few minutes, we've got our one final segment. It does look like Tulane is they have knocked off Memphis 38-32.
Could it be?
In the battle to be interviewed for the Auburn job. And they may both be interviewed. I don't know. But,
they both done great. They both done a great job.
They really have. Both have done just outstanding work. But I joke around about it. But both will likely be, at the very least, vetted.
If they're not at Auburn, chances are they might be somewhere else.
No question.
Next year.
No question.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to scores on the 4s. It is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Andy, take us back through the 2A North bracket.
All right, Pisgah defeats Tanner 42-14. Pisgah moves on to take on Vincent. Vincent defeated Falkville 34-6. Red Bay over Sandrock tonight 53-14. Red Bay moves on to take on Southeastern, who defeated Sulligent 26-8. Coosa Christian all over Isabella 56-14. Coosa Christian moves on to take on Lexington, who took care of North Sand Mountain 52-23. Tuscaloosa Academy defeats Susan Moore 35-14, and Pleasant Valley defeats Winston County 40-28. Tuscaloosa Academy and Pleasant Valley in round number 2.
All chalk in the north. Let's look at the south, where Luverne beats Central Coosa 50-12. They'll face GW Long, who went on the road to JU Blackshear and got the win 28-7. It was Lynette defeating Zion Chapel 42-6. They'll take on Ayrton, who defeated Washington County 55-14. Cottonwood over Chickasaw 46-7. Cottonwood moves on to face Reeltown, who defeated Highland Home 55-19. Providence Christian goes on the road to Clark County, gets a field goal win 17-14. So Providence Christian moves on to face Lochapoka, who went on the road to Goshen and got the shutout win 47-0. Scores on the Four is brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. They've been with us all season. We appreciate their sponsorship and their service so very much. When we come back, one final segment to take care of on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air rallies for you. No matter the problem, Dixie will tackle it. Our licensed and trusted electricians, plumbers, air, and garage door technicians are ready to win for you. From toilets to garbage disposals, circuit breakers to HVAC systems, Dixie never fumbles. Don't throw away your hard-earned money on second-string contracting companies. Score big with Dixie. After all, we're your biggest fans. Visit calldixie.com today.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Triple R Cafe in downtown Rockford is where it's located. Now, you're looking at the outside right now. Come on in on the inside. Let's check out the hot bar. And let me tell you about this. Award-winning fried chicken. They do fried chicken like it's supposed to be done. How about this pork chop right here? They're open Monday through Saturday. They cater also. That's Triple R Cafe, downtown Rockford, Alabama.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
For high school sports in the state of Alabama, nobody has it covered like the AHSAA Radio Network.
Ball at the 25-yard line. What a catch.
Live play-by-play coverage, the latest news, and expert analysis from our team of broadcasters.
State championship games here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. We've navigated
Once he got into the secondary, nobody back there. They're all bunched up right inside the tackle box.
Need a first down here just to get the defense rest. They don't necessarily have to have points.
The football and basketball state championships, all-star games, the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show, and more available in one place. The AHSAA Radio Network.
Running the defense inside the 15-10-5, and the Mustangs are on the board.
He's in. That is a touchdown.
For the touchdown, and that is so
For live and archived streaming audio and video, information on where to hear the AHSAA Radio Network or how to acquire coverage in your market, visit AHSAARadionetwork.com. Nobody covers Alabama high school sports like we do.
The 6A state championship.
This is the AHSAA Radio Network.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. JJ and Andy with you for one final segment, Andy. So let's get to some interesting stuff. Hugh Freeze is no longer the Auburn head coach.
He is not.
He is not. But DJ Durkin, for the moment, is. He is the interim head coach. And they've got a 3 o'clock game tomorrow on the road in Nashville. Not the most intimidating atmosphere in the world.
I would imagine there'll be a lot of Auburn fans.
There will be a ton of Auburn fans there, but there will also be a lot of. I mean, there's more Vandy fans now than they've ever had. So
True.
Let's say that.
True.
Can Auburn find some magic and get a win over Vandy in Nashville?
Well, I'll say this. DJ Durkin said something pretty interesting in his opening press conference. He said it's not often, or it's not all the time what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. And he clearly has implemented a new, let's focus, we are going to all be on the same page, offensively and defensively. Clearly, the defense has been on the same page all year. The offense has not been on the page a single time this year, I don't think, maybe out of Baylor. So I'm thinking, look, they're closing ranks there. I think there's a chance that the Auburn offense looks better than it has looked in the last several games, and that's, that ain't saying a whole lot, but
well, it's the old saying, right? You can change the way you're doing things. That's not going to make you block better.
No, but there is talent there. There is a talent on that offense that has been underutilized.
I agree. And we'll see. And I'm of the opinion on that game. Like I want to believe that Auburn can look better, and maybe Hugh was kind of an albatross on that program this year. But I got to see it to believe it. And I'd take Vandy by a touchdown. That's just sort of where I'm going.
I don't blame you a bit.
LSU comes to Tuscaloosa, both teams with a week off. Brian Kelly is no longer the head coach at LSU, so they get an interim as well. Frank Wilson, who is a kind of a Louisiana legend.
Yeah.
I think, what do you think there?
I think that's very interesting. A lot of these teams that have fired their coaches have played better, significantly better the week after. So I would be interested. I think this game could be a fourth quarter game.
I agree with you. As a Bama fan, I'm nervous about this one. But, and again, I go back to this. LSU's offensive tackles have been, and offensive line as a whole, have been terrible all year. So all of a sudden, this left tackle, who is already a backup to a player that was not very good to begin with,
right,
is suddenly going to play like an all-SEC left tackle, is hard for me to stomach,
Probably
right?
not, yeah.
So I think Alabama wins the game. I saw the line was somewhere around 10.5. There's no way I'm laying that many points. But I think LSU will hang around, and probably in the fourth quarter go, it's just a bad year.
I could see that happen.
All right. There you go with our thoughts on tomorrow. Let's get to one more scores on the fours. Andy, why don't you get us started with the 1A North?
Yes, I'll do it. All right, we got Addison defeating Raglan tonight, 71-39. Addison moves on to take on Berry Fayette. They took care of Fayetteville, 44-37. It was Appalachian over Shoals Christian, 74-6. Not much of a matchup there. Appalachian moves on to take on Marion, who defeated Winterboro tonight 36-22.
One correction, it's Marion County.
Marion County. Wadley defeats South Lamar 56-8. Wadley moves on to take on Meek, who defeated Woodville 47-25. Hubbardsville defeats Woodland 67-27, and Hackleburg defeats Spring Garden 32-16, setting up a second-round matchup of Hubbardsville and Hackleburg.
1A South University Charter over Notasulga 54-14. They'll move on to face Southern Choctaw, I should say, who knocked off Georgiana 40-20. Maplesville over RC Hatch 58-0. They'll move on to face McIntosh, who went on the road to Brantley and got a big win 20-14. McKenzie over Milry 46-14. They'll face Autauga Academy, who defeated Choctaw County 21-12. Leroy 53, Elba 14. Leroy moves on to face Linden, who defeated Billingsley 20-11. Scores on the Fours, brought to you by the Alabama National Guard. Big thank you to all of our guests tonight and all of our sponsors. We'll be back next week for round 2 of the AHSAA playoffs. Things are going to get really, really, really interesting as these playoffs move on. Here on the AHSAA Radio Network.
Let's go over this again. Who starts off with a real Coke taste? Coca-Cola! And then Coca-Cola pitches the real Coke taste to who? Coca-Cola! How is Coca-Cola going to give a real Coke taste to itself? Take a lap, genius! Coca-Cola takes a snap and then pitches the real Coke taste to Coke Zero running up on the right. You got it? Yeah! At that point, we fake punt the real Coke taste. Who fakes the punt?
Coke Zero Cola!
Take a lap! Coke Zero! Real Coke taste!
0 calories!
I wish that people got less excited about celebrities and more excited about people like teachers and firemen. You know, folks who make a difference every day. Well, I bet you had a favorite teacher or a family member who was helped by a first responder. Life Insurance offers these everyday heroes a little something extra, like discounts to help those who help others.
If you're a teacher, preacher, first responder, active military, a state or federal employee, see what Alpha can do for you.
Encore Sports Medicine.
Hey.
Hey.
What are you doing?
Just marking off this area here with cones so we can repair the storm damage.
Why?
So no one gets near the down power lines.
Why?
Because down power lines can be dangerous if you touch them. But it's okay, it's okay. That's what we're here for.
Why?
To keep you safe, so you can, walk Fido there.
Her name is Princess Buttercup.
Buttercup, okay.
Work, a strong word. Together with force, it's something pretty powerful. Our workforce keeps Alabama growing. So where does it come from? Your Alabama community colleges. Quality classroom learning, hands-on, real job training, all across Alabama. Building enormous ships down south, blasting into space up north, and in between, all the jobs that move us forward. Alabama's community colleges, Alabama's largest training network.
Thanks for joining us on the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show. From the mountains to the Gulf Coast, nobody covers high school football like we do. Presented by the Alabama Community College System, Central Alabama Community College, Southeastern Land Group, Russell Dewitt Centers, the Alabama Department of Transportation, Southern Union State Community College, and the Alabama National Guard. It's the AHSAA Radio Network Scoreboard Show from the AHSAA Radio Network.